There we go. You can still ask a question, Maggie. Other people are going to see it. I want to point out some things that is important that you as a team and you, I'm going to share this with other teams, are looking at with each other. All right. If you look at this Leadership in Action magazine, it's the one that's got the ocean on the front. It says Fast Track. The very first page is with Cole Cleaner, and he's talking about 100 hours a year, which is about 18 minutes a day that will put you into the top 5%. And there are a lot of clues as to what's working and what's not, right? So the one thing I'm going to share with you guys is you guys can see what your team is doing. Maggie's got the most points. She's also got 3 enrollments. When you come down here to your accountability report, you can see that the line that you need to be looking at is the approaches and the appointments. And Maggie's got the most appointments, and she's points. She's also got the most appointments. There's a drastic lack of number of approaches, which means you guys are not setting down the time and either texting, Facebook message, or picking up the phone to approach someone. So make sure you know what an approach is. An approach is I'm picking up the phone specifically to call my friend Tammy to ask her if she will take a look at a video, or I can set her up on a Zoom. That is an approach. And there are not enough approaches here at all.
Sandy, I think I want to say something. I think I got that one wrong because one day, actually, I didn't put the right number. One day I did 7 approaches. So I contacted all the cleaning services in my community because I thought, wow, I got to see how if I can get in there. Most of them are they're brands. They're, what is it called? They're national, so I couldn't get in there. I was looking for like the like independent ones that I can go in there and talk to the owners. But anyways, so I think that I'm not doing it correctly. Thank you for clarifying it,
Yeah,
because I have made a lot more approaches.
that's the one thing I like to let people know. What is an approach? An
Yeah.
approach is, and it could be a text, it could be a Facebook message, but you're calling, texting, voice talking specifically for the point of setting an appointment to send them a video or to get them on Zoom or to invite them to an event.
Okay.
Okay, those are the 3 things that are important. And this is why you guys need to, and anybody that's watching, need to text on a daily basis, text your team what your numbers are. Because if some of you are on my team after 2 days of no approaches, we'd have a conversation. Because it only takes literally about 18-20 minutes a day. You can do it in the morning. You can break it up into time slots. You have to make approaches every day. You have to make at least 2. Okay.
So I just want to clarify, and I'm under the impression that if they don't answer the phone or don't respond to you, it's not considered an approach.
No, if you leave in a message, it is.
Oh, I was under the impression that
That's
you
why
have
we're
to speak
talking
to
about
them.
this. That's why they're
Okay.
talking about. So you're leaving a message. You can now. I leave a message
Okay.
that says, "Hey, hey, Lena, this is Sandy. I have a quick question for you. Give me a call back."
Mhm.
Okay.
I kind of been doing the same thing. If they didn't reach back out or by the end of the day, then I don't count it
No.
as an approach because I didn't
No.
get a hold of them.
No. Now, if you leave it in messages like just give me a call back, that maybe not. But again, if that's the standard, if you're leaving a bunch of messages that say, "Hey, I have a quick question for you. Give me a call," that's not an approach. You still need to keep calling until, or you leave a voice message that says, "Hey, quick question, Maggie. Has anyone ever shared Melaleuca with you? I thought you'd love to hear because I know you've got this cute little dog, and I know keeping Gigi safe is super important. Give me a call back. I want to talk about keeping Gigi safe." If you leave that kind of message, that's an approach.
Got it.
Okay, so this is one of the reasons why I like to do this, to make sure we're all understanding. But if you are getting zeros, then you need to keep calling. Okay, you need to keep calling until you get, because sometimes you can make 2 calls and get 2 approaches right then. Then call if you've given yourself 18 minutes, right, or 20 minutes. But you need to get more bold. On the meeting that I did on Monday, I put up a bunch of scripts that are very, very effective. One of them is, and they're from Ashley Olive. So look at the Monday night meeting and look at those scripts and just copy them. And Melaleuca under the Grow app has scripts. Do you guys know that?
Mhm.
They're
I do.
super simple. Don't think about it. Copy and send them out and ask people to do that. Now, there's a second thing that was said, which is Before I recorded this, Maggie brought up a friend who down in Mexico, her friend is making $200,000, and how is she doing it? Exactly how we're doing it. Okay, there's no trick. You find your contact list, but the reason how you get over this whole 35 point is you're trying to sell people on the idea of points as opposed to health issues, cleaning issues, keeping your family safe. So Lena just talked about a person who is having ulcerative colitis, right? If I
Mhm.
talk to her about the things that she needs to stop being in pain, points and dollar value are no longer even on the table. It's not even an issue because honestly, you guys, 35 points is this: one bottle of laundry detergent, one bottle of Renew, one bottle of shampoo,
Mhm.
Renew, one bottle of let's see, shampoo, Renew, body, and one container of Sustain. That's 36 product points. It's 4 products. So if you are only worried about talking to people about points and this, as opposed to, I really like if I just talked to Maggie about, switching her shopping because I wanted to switch shopping and it's 35 points, Maggie's going to go, wow. And I didn't know Maggie when I first talked to her, but if I would have immediately talked to her about toxic chemicals and hurting her dog because you spray Febreze or Windex, it all goes down to the ground. That's where your babies and your pets are. And Windex lasts in the air for 48 hours. And if I just would have said that and said, we need to get out all those cleaning products because Gigi is getting the worst side of all of it, points and dollar value would not have been an issue with Maggie at all because her love is Gigi, his beautiful dog, right? No chemicals on the floor because in church, Gigi's stomach got upset by her laying on the floor, the church floor.
It's right here.
There she is, yeah. So make sure when you are talking to people, we call them pain points.
Okay.
And you will get faster results with people than all of a sudden saying, what's 35 points? And again, if you just talk at people, they're not going to understand it, why that overview is so important. Now, the other thing is, we talked about leads and social media. You guys, it's just like anything. If I have a dress shop, if I only just talk to my close family friends about my dress shop, my sales are going to be pretty low. But if you have marketing for any kind of a company, whether it's a toy company, Maggie, right? Maggie's been involved in toys. She just didn't advertise toys on social media. She had events, she had banners, she had t-shirts, she had billboards, she had TV commercials. All avenues of marketing are all over the place because you want to get all the people. So this lady that's down, so she's down in Mexico. So your friend's objection was, oh, 35 points is too much in Mexico, but yet this lady's making $200,000 doing it in Mexico. What's the difference? She doesn't talk about points or money. She talks about switching and let's get healthier products. You have a cat. Oh my gosh, you have a dog. Let me just help you with Lena. I'm not going to just talk about one product and worry about points. We're going to talk about Lena's. We got to get these toxics out. Like every toxic product can cause inflammation in your body, your hand soap, your shampoo. And if you are so toxic that you have now ulcerative colitis, it takes 100 little steps to get all the toxins out of your home because your body's inflamed to the point that your colon isn't working, right? So 35 points is a problem if you make it a problem, if you start talking about 35 points. But if you talk about solutions, it's not even a problem. When I do a video, in fact, when I was at Maggie's house doing an overview, points were never a question because I said, there's 35 points, you guys. Laundry detergent, shampoo, Renew lotion, Sustain electrolytes, and I drink it every single day because why? It keeps Charlie horses away. It gives me more energy, this and that. Never was there a problem brought up because I talked about how simple it was. And look, this is it. We're not even going to talk about, let's talk about your health. Your hair is thinning. You need this. You also need to switch your shampoo because your hair can mess up with your shampoo. So the reason, so that you guys know, there is something on Melaleuca's site about the 35 points. Melaleuca has a type of manufacturing called just-in-time manufacturing. We make our products just in time to send it out. So from a manufacturing standpoint, in order to make products, and we have to set a standard on what that needs to be, and you combine the fact that we need this every month thing for consistency, 35 points is that a single college man who is the least likely to shop can afford to shop here. So if you are a female, if you have a family, you are already spending this money somewhere. And we need to take the focus off 35 points and talk more about what's going on. So how do we do this, you guys? That was the question. You do this by picking up the phone more, sending out texts more. Hopefully you've spent time engaging with people, and now you can even use some of the scripts that are on that Monday night training. Go look it up. It's on Facebook, and look at the part where I'm sharing these slides from a builder named Ashley Olive. She got to senior director in 6 weeks. In 6 weeks, she had 400 people underneath her. And she talked to mamas about getting toxins out of their home and getting them away from those babies. She didn't talk points. She talked about that. So it is literally, you guys need to make sure that you're doing that. Now, as a team, some of you guys may not be able to meet all the time, but you do need to be texting every day what's going on with you. Because as a team, your knowledge is greater than just one. And as a team, you can ask each other, and like on this team, you guys that are here, I'm talking to you, Maggie, Lena, Francesca, Colette, Judy. I have access to that. So if you have a question, you can ask. Okay? This is teaching you to hold a builder accountable. So if I just enrolled Colette and she goes, man, I need to make $500 this month or they're going to repossess my car, and I'm not checking in how she's doing, and at the end of the month she didn't do it, and she's going to say, Melaleuca doesn't work. They promised this stuff, it doesn't work. And here I am going, she's not actually picking up the phone. So I'm not helping her if I'm not going to hold her accountable for what she said she needed to do. Does that make sense? All right. I'm really proud of the fact that you guys are there. If you're getting zeros, make sure that you're having enough approaches. Call until you talk to someone. So if you want 4 enrollments this next week, here's the math. 4 enrollments means you need to do 8 overviews, right? Statistically, half will say no or not now, whatever. You can get better at that by not talking points. You're talking about their health issues or their cleaning issues or whatever. That means you need to set 16 appointments. And that means you need to dial 80 times. Now, dial, text, whatever. Because it may take you 4 or 5 times to get in touch with someone in order to do that. So if you take 80, and let's say that you can work a little bit every day and you divide it into, let's say, 6 days, right? Hold on. 80 divided by 6 days. That's 13, 14 dials a day. Do 7 in the morning and 7 in the afternoon. Because again, if your conversations are short, or just leave a voice message, do messages, right? Or you take one day and you build it up and you do more. The better you are, these numbers are better. This is Melaleuca math. Right? Like I can look at Maggie and I know her first enrollments and she didn't have the numbers like this. If she talked to someone, she set an appointment. Like she was 99% accurate at setting appointments because it was family and friends, and people just don't say no to Maggie, right?
My family doesn't, but all my friends have been telling me no, a lot of no's.
A lot of no's, and
Yeah.
you need to think about your approach, because look at it like this. Keep track of your numbers, right? And if you're getting a lot of no's, you need to ask for help going, what am I saying?
No, I think in my case, some of the people are just, I feel they're just like me, like they didn't get it right away. So I'm not leaving them. I'm going to come back. Like, for example, Helene, my friend, there's 2 different situations. The one that I had to talk about points because she asked me, well, how much am I going to be spending a month? And I tried to, well, it depends. And then I had to explain to her the points. That's how we went to points. But she's already in the area where she says, I don't spend that much a month. And I said, you do. And so then today, even though I said, you brush your teeth, you comb, you shampoo, blah, blah, blah. I went through everything, and you clean your house. And she's like, no, I don't clean my house. I said, well, who cleans your house? Anyways, today I'm going to send her the sheet that you gave me, the sheet that we have of all the items that we're already buying. It's just making a switch. So I'm not letting her go because I think she will come. But in my case, like I have another cousin who is diabetic, and how come she's not my customer yet? She will. It just, for me, I have to go back to them, give them some time, and then send them more information, and then reach out to them, and eventually they will come. Now, the woman in Mexico that's making the 250,000, she is from Australia and she moved to Mexico. She did not have the contacts the way that I do. For example, that have a bunch of family members in a lot. She's basically doing conventions. So I think that eventually I have to. I'm already thinking, how am I going to get more people if it's once I finish, I'm at 75%, then I'm already thinking, I'm already reaching out and getting creative of how am I going to reach more people
And,
outside of.
and let me
Mhm,
and let me explain that. So
mhm,
what she's doing is she's dealing with a cold market. And this is
mhm.
why I say everything works. I spend time um volunteering. I go to the gym. I'm on social media developing those relationships, but I also have cold leads that I call, which is the same thing as going into a convention hall and setting up a table.
Yeah.
Guys, which is the same thing as I started my business by doing in-homes. I had a lot of in-homes, which is how Maggie started. And you guys put that together and put it into your calendar and your schedule because you guys can make that kind of money. You really can. How is it? She spends a lot of time. It is a time investment. And so if you're going to do something like having a table at events, that works. It's a lot of time. Because of where I live in the mountains, I prefer my time. I invest most of my time on developing relationships. The last person that I enrolled was an old friend from social media. The one before that, old friend from social media. It's because I've spent 6 months redeveloping this relationship because it doesn't take that much time individually.
Mhm.
But where in your time are you spending a little bit developing? It's called a cold market,
Okay.
right? It's called a cold market. Guys, I'm going to stop the video. Thank you guys for